Hey guys, so I just got done finally watching Borat subsequent movie film. Um, that's the title. Don't blame me. So I was a big fan of the first one when it first came out. What 14 years ago? This movie talks about like this movie came out 14 years ago. And I'm like, holy shit! It's like I could not believe it. Like I was like, yeah, that's right. It came out in 2006. I had just graduated high school when that movie came out. I am 32 now, and hell, I was in my first semester of college when that movie came out. And my favorite part about seeing the first movie, I don't know if I'm the only one, but show of hands, if you went and saw this movie on a date. Yeah, I went and saw this movie on the first movie Borat, the first Borat, on a date. Maybe that's why we didn't really ever become a couple. I don't know, but ironically, this was my date's choice. She had actually already seen this movie and was telling me how fucking hilarious it was, which is kind of funny knowing the person that I went on a date with. Knowing who the kind of person they are, I would have not expected that like they would love this kind of movie, but they really did. They thought it was hilarious, and we went and saw it. We actually ended up going to see Bruno a few years later. She didn't care too much for that one, but she did love Borat. And I had a fucking blast when I first saw the movie. I thought it was hilarious. And like a lot of people, I was surprised to find out they made a sequel in secret this past year or so. I didn't know that Baron Cohen was doing this, and I don't think a lot of people did. I guess like he was caught out in public briefly here and there, and people had some suspicions, but I had no idea. Now, a lot of people really didn't have much of an idea, especially because like I had thought that Baron Cohen had decided he was just going to retire the character, which he said he was because the character had become so famous by this point. Like that character and the Ollie G character, and I think even Bruno, he said, I have to retire these characters because I can't trick people anymore. That's the whole point of the movies is that he's able to trick people into doing these fake interviews that they think are real. And he's only able to pull that off if they think that the person they're interviewing is a real person. So, yeah, but he found a way. I watched the trailer, and he found a way to kind of get around that, like try to disguise himself even more as Borat, like even with even bigger disguises, which is like what the hell. Anyways, yeah, so. I saw the trailers and I thought it looked funny. I have said before that like I've gone back and watched Borat a couple more times over the years, and it's not as funny as it was the first time I saw it, but it's still a pretty damn funny movie. And I was like, honestly, in today's culture, this is something that we might need. So like just to make, we need a movie to make us fucking laugh again, and especially nowadays. And yeah, I really fucking love this movie. This movie's funny as hell. This is honestly probably one of my favorite movies of the year. Borat, the new Borat sequel. If you like, I'll say this right off the bat. If you liked the first one, you'll probably like this one. If you didn't like the first one, you're definitely not going to like this one either. The first one, you're not going to like this one either. If you don't like Baron Cohen's style of comedy, you're not going to like this movie either. You know what you're getting when you with this kind of movie. Like, whether you're going to like it or hate it. If you like his previous work or you like the Borat, you're going to like it. Baron Cohen is fucking great, man. I've said this a million times. I wrote it on Facebook after I watched this movie. It's like, he's a comedic genius. And the reason why I believe that is that this man has fucking balls. Like, the stuff that he does in this movie is just fucking brilliant. This movie doesn't... like I said, he has a lot of that gross out humor, which he does in this movie, but I think he toned it down a little bit. Just a little bit more than he did in, like, the previous Borat. His best stuff is when he is fucking with regular people or finding these people that are, famous Americans are, and like making them do and say stupid things in front of a camera. And like that's the best stuff. And like that's his best stuff. Like he is really good at it, and like he's great at showing how awful kind of America can be. I'm not saying all of America, but we can be awful as a country, and unfortunately, that's I think why a lot of people don't like his kind of comedy is because he kind of showcases the awfulness, the awful side of America that a lot of us just don't, some people just don't want to admit exist in this country, but it is. There are people like this, unfortunately, in this country, and it's like amazing. It's still amazing when you watch this movie, like the people that he interviews and like sees, like how he's able to go to a at the beginning of the movie, he's able to go to an animal place, animal farm, or animal, I forget what the fuck it was, animal feed store, and find a cage so that he can put his daughter in. And the guy just goes along with it, or the plastic surgeon who knows his daughter's 15 and is openly talking about how he would love to have sex with her, but he can't do it because her dad's in the room right now. Literally fucking has them admit that. That's fucked up. Like I said, like it's shows like God, it's so many creepy people, like fucked up people in this country. And then there's so many goddamn great bits. I love there's so many great bits in this movie. Like him going. The biggest laugh that this movie got out of me was when he said he goes to the CPAC convention, and he's like, I gotta disguise myself as a Republican. And I said I had to figure out what is the best disguise if I want to look like a Republican. And so he decides to go into the CPAC convention in a Ku Klux Klan outfit. Yeah, that's a little on the nose. It is a little on the nose, but I fucking died. I was like, okay, I'm not saying all Republicans are the Ku Klux Klan members. I'm not saying that, but I'm just like, but it was fucking funny. I was like, he's running through the fucking lobby, everybody's staring at him, and of course, at one point, if you see the trailers, he dresses up as Trump. I want to know if that actually did happen at CPAC. He got fucking kicked out by CPAC. There is gross out humor, not as much as there was in, like, I felt like in the first one, or like I said, he is a guy who his best stuff is when he realizes that he doesn't need gross out humor to be funny. Like not everything Baron Cohen has done I love. Like I hate Brothers Grimsby. That was one of the worst fucking pieces of shit I've seen in a long damn time. That was like where he forgot what made his comedy great and just went for straight gross out humor for the fucking sake of it because he could, and he like tried to push the boundaries, and like it just went too far and it was not funny. It was just not fucking funny at all. There's the fucking scene where he goes to the debutante ball with his daughter. And before I even talk about that, like debutante ball, like his daughter is fucking funny as hell. The girl who played his daughter is very funny as hell. I think like this is like her first major role, and she holds her own as a comedic actor. She is very fucking funny, and she does steal this movie as like hold her own with Baron Cohen. I give her a lot of credit. She's very fucking funny in this movie. How old is she? I know she ain't 20. Ain't literally 15. How old is she though? She's 24, but she could pull off looking 15, even though she does look a little older than 15. But she can pull off looking like 15. She does a really fucking good job. This is her first role, right? Yeah. I mean, she's a Bulgarian actress, but this is her first American role, really. Yeah, the first time doing an American movie. this is going to get her name famous. But she was really funny. Like I said, I give her a lot of credit. She was very fucking funny. That scene, like I said, there's not many gross out scenes. The one that stood out, like I said, was the debutante ball, where I'll just reiterate what he says in the movie about his daughter and her moon blood coming. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, that was pretty nasty. That was pretty gross. I mean, it's not as gross as the fucking fat guy wrestling scene, naked fat guy wrestling scene in the first one, but it's pretty gross. I love the babysitter in the movie. I thought the babysitter that he hires briefly, the black girl that is the babysitter, was pretty fucking funny. And apparently she was, as I looked up after the movie ended, I was like, what? I was like, I bet you $1 million people are trying to sue this movie. Not as much as the first one. Like, that movie had so many lawsuits. I think everybody that was in that movie tried to sue him. It's, like, ridiculous. Like, I know he's talked about it, but even though they all signed affidavits, everybody that went on the movie, I know how movies work. You have to sign affidavits in order to put these people on film. You can't just, especially when it's people in the public eye, people that are in the public, you can't just put them on camera and put them on the screen without their permission. So they had to sign shit. That's why he was able to get away with a lot of this shit. And this lady, I heard she was not very happy about it because she was kind of misled about what the movie was. But at the end of the day, there is actually a cool part of the story because I guess she actually lost her job because of the pandemic. And it's Baron Cohen and a lot of people donated money to her, and also I think Baron Cohen donated to her city or her street, all stuff like that. It was pretty cool. I liked that. I liked what he did. He apparently donated some money. And I said that's pretty cool, classy of him. I guess even at one point, like there's points in this movie where like I was wondering like, there's got to be some people that are in on a joke. Like, there has to be. And apparently there was one instance where that happened, where that Jewish lady, where he goes into a synagogue, which has one of my favorite jokes in the movie, where he's talking about how he wants to kill himself, but he has no gun. He has no money for a gun, or I don't know. So the best idea he comes up with is go find the most local synagogue so he can wait for the next mass shooting. That's fucked up. I was like, that's fucked up. Like, even like now that they don't have the chasing of like, there's a lot of the anti-Semitic humor in this movie where instead of nowadays in the Kazakhstan, they don't have a running of the Jews like they did in the first one. Instead, they have Holocaust Remembrance Day where they celebrate the heroes that were the soldiers in the concentration camps that ran the concentration camps. I'm like, oh my god. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. But he goes into a synagogue dressed up as like a really racist version of a Jew. And like he meets a sweet old Jewish lady that like kind of changes his mind. And apparently that was the only time he broke character. I read that it was the only time he broke character because she was kind of worried about the anti-Semitic message that he was portraying in the movie. And he decided to break character and tell her that this is kind of a joke and this is not, to be taken seriously. And apparently she died right afterwards. And then of course her family tried to sue him, but that didn't work out. So whatever. I cracked up like that. I think that's the only big lawsuit that happened. I know that wasn't the biggest controversy that happened. Of course, I guess I should talk about the now famous Rudy Giuliani scene that pretty much everybody and their mothers talked about. Okay, so yeah, you haven't heard. There's a scene of Rudy Giuliani in a pretty compromising position in this movie where he is about to try to sleep. It looks like he's about to try to sleep with the girl who played Borat's daughter, where they go into a hotel room and he has his hand in his pants. Now, to be fair, I don't know. Like, I don't want to defend Rudy Giuliani because he's a douchebag anyways, but like right before that, like she's taking the like lifting up his shirt and taking out his wire. I don't know if he went to put his hand in his pants. Yeah, she took his wire off. Oh, wait, she had already taken his wire out. So I don't know why he put his hand in his pants. He did. He legit put his hand in his pants. I don't know if he thought there was something down there checking to make sure. I don't know. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, but it is pretty funny, like the jokes that like he was making, Borat was making about like, I know you probably prefer your cousins or some shit like that, or like I was fucking dying. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty funny. I know, yeah, like, he pissed a lot. I know there's conservatives that probably hate this fucking movie. Listen, he makes fun of Democrats, too. There's a lot. The thing he likes to make fun of most about both sides is the hypocrisy on both sides. Because, to be honest, if you're Democrat or Republican, you gotta admit, there's a lot of hypocrisy on both sides. And that's the thing he likes to point out the most. And just so kind of happens, unfortunately, Republicans are the easiest target, especially when it becomes to like religion, or that scene where he goes to the pastor and he wants to get the baby out of his daughter, and he explains that he put the baby in the daughter, but he's talking about like a toy baby or some shit like that. And that was pretty fucking funny. And the doctor doesn't know about it. And the doctor, even though he keeps saying that he put the baby in her, the doctor will not fucking let him have an abortion. What he thinks is him asking for an abortion. That was pretty funny. That was a great scene. Weirdly enough, I don't know how many people notice, this is the second movie in a row that had a twist ending. I don't know if anybody knew this, but I sure as hell didn't going in. And this movie has a twist ending. It's kind of a crazy twist ending. Going, what? It's like, cause it deals with kind of the COVID, because not until like about the last 40 minutes of the movie does COVID-19 come in, where he goes to look for his daughter and there's like nobody out on the streets, and he's like, what the fuck is going on? And he comes across those two rednecks that you see in the trailer to say everybody's at home and they're being quarantined or being told to stay home. And of course these two rednecks are like QAnon, the conspiracy theorists, which are it results in some funny jokes here and there in the movie. But yeah, like, god damn it, like, yeah, he like, I did not expect a twist ending in this movie. That was fucking weird. But it was kind of, that was like, it was. And I was like, wow, that like, it even made fun of like Usual Suspects at one point in the movie, like at the end, like, and its twist ending, like they kind of made fun of the Usual Suspects, which was kind of funny. That was fucking weird putting that twist ending in there, but it was kind of clever. I did not expect that. I was like, well, you got me, movie. I did not expect to see it. I didn't expect to see a twist ending in Borat sequel, but whatever. I won't reveal what it is, because yeah, if you haven't seen the movie, I won't reveal what it is. But yeah, I really fucking recommend this movie. I really do. It is funny as hell. I had a blast watching this. Again, if you don't like the original movie, or you don't like Baron Cohen's movies, you're not gonna like this. I'll tell you that right off the bat. If you've seen some of the stuff and you don't like it, you're probably not gonna like this one either. Like I said, Borat, it's a true sequel to Borat, but it's done in the modern time, which, it's easy to make fun of fucking America nowadays. So, and no crazy culture we fucking have. It is crazy when you watch this movie. You're like, this can't be real people, but yeah, if you walk outside and interact with some fucking people in this country, you know that these are fucking real people, unfortunately, and that's the harsh reality. I'm not saying that's all of America. No, that's not at all of America. Trust me, it isn't. But unfortunately, like I said, that this is a portion of America that exists, unfortunately. But yeah, I highly recommend the movie. Next, I'll be watching sometime in the next week or so. I'll be watching Uncle Frank, and then I'll be done with all the Amazon movies. But I still have plenty of other movies to watch. But until then, I'll talk to you guys later.